but it holds so much that so many things that are really a key to understanding not only Renaissance Florence, but I would actually say many things that we think about childhood even today, right?
Absolutely. I mean, the response to the book was was really satisfying in the sense that right away, a piece came out in the New Yorker the day it was published, basically, or right around the day, about how the resonance of the book today because of what children are facing today.
Yeah.
Uh, Thousands of children are abandoned in America every year. There's something called a baby box that is, there's hundreds of them in the United States where you can anonymously leave a child. And these are, you can imagine, the subject of incredibly divisive debate because, on the one hand, some people support them as the last chance to protect a child that might otherwise be harmed. On the other hand, there are those who say, well, it creates moral hazard. It makes it too easy to abandon a child and walk away. So these are, unfortunately, the debates about the most vulnerable in society, unprotected children, are alive and well today. In my book, I wish it was just a Renaissance problem and not a modern one, but it certainly is a modern one. The other thing, what you said about this, the innocence, it's so true because if you go to Florence, you'll see the lines snaking for a mile outside the Uffizi or in the Academia, and you're inside, and it's really hard to have an experience because there's so many people there. Whereas the Hospital of the Innocents is pretty empty, and
Yeah.
it's an amazing museum. It's beautifully put together, and it tells a story. It's curated to tell a story about this evolution of childhood from the 1400s to the 2000s in a really articulate and honest way. Both the triumphs of this Hospital of the Innocents, but also its shortcomings. And so I urge all visitors to Florence and it has a world-class art collection, which is part of my book. That I always tell when I give a talk, I say, okay, let's imagine that you are unfortunate enough to be parentless today. You can imagine all the strikes you have against you, to be an orphan or to be abandoned. Do you think that today you're going to be put into a building that was designed by Brunelleschi with like nine perfect semicircular arches, beautiful collection of art in a courtyard? No, it wasn't paradise. It was hard for these children. The boys learned a trade. If they were lucky, the girls were married off if they could cobble together a dowry for them. They often had to work as servants. They often had to come back as nuns if they couldn't get placed with a new family. So it wasn't like a ticket to an easy life. But just imagine like creating an orphanage today with art by Brunelleschi and Ghirlandaio. It boggles when I put it like that. You can see the eyes in the audience go, "Wow, that's kind of astonishing that they would
Right.
make this place an orphanage." And that is, I think, a test that's such a Renaissance gesture because it's this belief in the healing power of art and the sort of, as I you cross that threshold of Brunelleschi's arches and you leave a world of chaos and difficulty and privation, and you enter into a world of harmonious thought, beauty, proportion, symmetry. It had a psychological effect. I'm convinced of that on these children.